Hello there, guys and gals. Dark Angel here. Now, before I completely get started with this video, I just wanted to let you guys know that my voice is sounding a little bit raspy, simply because I just recovered from being sick for about a week or two, so just thought I would clear that up first. And then two more things I want to point out. I have been wanting to make this video for quite some time, actually. It took me a lot of planning and figuring out how to go about starting this video, and so finally, here it is. So with that being said, this topic, this video is going to be about me, really. So I'm making this video because I just realized that some of you are not from my previous channel. So I just figured I'd make this video so you guys could get to know a little bit more about me as a person. So with those three things getting all cleared up, I am going to go ahead and get started with this video. Okay, so here it goes. My name is Kirsten, obviously. I was born in a place called Fort Wayne, Indiana on May 23rd, 1991, which currently makes me 24 years old today. So, I basically lived in Indiana for about, I think, 8 or 9 years, and then by the time I turned 9 years old, my family and I moved out of Indiana and we went to California, and I have been living here ever since then. Now, to be honest, I can't really understand the reason why my family and I moved out here in California. The only things I can think about is perhaps it was just due to personal reasons, or maybe it was because after my grandfather retired, he decided to come out here with me and my family. So those are just my speculations, but I've been living here ever since then. So although I do live in California, I eventually go back to Indiana just to visit my other family that's back there. So I mostly visit back there in Indiana just to visit my mom and my other grandparents. So it's always something I get to look forward to, like every year, or like once a year, twice a year, just to visit my other family. And it's just something I always seem to look forward to, simply because I am a very family-oriented person. And so while I have my mom and my other family in Indiana, I also have my dad and my other family in California as well. So it turned out to be a win-win situation in the end, so it's something I always get to look forward to every single year or twice a year, something like that, which I think is very nice because I love traveling and being able to go to places. So I still live with my grandparents. I also live with my brother, my little trusty sidekick Abby, which is my dog, and then I have my uncle, and then my dad. It is just us all in one roof. Although one thing I do want to point out is I'm pretty sure I cleared this up in my previous video, but I figured I'd point this out anyway. So my dad lives in the same roof with me, but just thought I would clear this up. My dad recently passed away in a motorcycle accident back in July of 2015, which was to be honest, it was a good year up until the point he passed away, so it was a very hard time, and I still miss him to this very day. And speaking of my dad, you know, I'm officially filming in his room simply because it's between my room and his room. It's like the most quietest place ever, but the reason why I am sort of filming in his room is because his room is a lot more lighter than mine, so I figured I'd film in here instead. So while my room is completely dark, his room is completely more lighter, so I just thought I would kind of use this as my benefit, and also to, in a way, to kind of spend time with my good old daddy, simply because I just miss having quality times with him. So I worked doing pension services with my aunt. I did like type of volunteer work, so I'm not really sure if I'm still working at this job, to be honest, simply because I don't know. It was just more of a side job rather than like a part-time or a full-time job, so I don't know. Even though I got my driver's license, I figured once I got back from Indiana this summer, I would just try to find a decent job someplace for now until I end up graduating over in the community college that I am sort of attending at the moment. I am dating a wonderful man named Jason. He is from the UK. He and I have been dating for a little over a year, and we're still continuing to grow this beautiful relationship today. And it'll be 2 years this August, so I'm pretty happy about that. To be honest, I think it's pretty funny and weird at the same time that I have a boyfriend named Jason, because it's kind of like another story I'll have to get into another time, but you'll understand why once I make the video in the future. So it's really funny. I have to explain that story another time, but in the meantime, we're not talking about my relationship. We're talking about just me in general. So then I graduated high school back in 2011, and I was supposed to graduate in 2010, but it had to be 2011 simply because there was a few more classes I had to clear up before I ended up graduating. The reason why it took me another full year just to graduate is because of just 2 classes I had to take in general before I ended up graduating. It was a good decision, and at the same time it was a terrible decision I have ever made in my life, because there was good things that was happening while I was in high school, and at the same time it absolutely sucked. After I graduated high school, I decided to further my education. I decided to go to a community college in Gilroy. I've been there since I graduated high school, so I practically started in August of 2011, and I've been attending since then. And at first, when I attended college, I knew what I wanted to do, but I just didn't know how to get there. So I enjoyed doing what I love to do, and at the same time I wanted to take courses related to this job or career I kind of wanted to further out, if that makes any sense. I wanted to take filming classes, but then also I was taking art classes. So while I wanted to do like filmmaking stuff, I was considered to have an undecided major up until the point I started taking art classes. So I am currently pursuing my degree in studio arts. I am also taking my general education at the same time. So I should be pretty done relatively soon. I still have, let's see, one more math class, and then I have just another science class. So while the rest of my general education is done, those two are not finished yet, so I should be finishing them up relatively soon before I graduate. So I should be expected to graduate by, let's see, I think in fall or spring of 2017. So I am attending a community college for 3 reasons. So the number 1 reason is to finish all of my general education. Second reason is to obtain my studio arts degree. And finally, the third reason is for me to transfer into a university, which is San Jose State University, where I can pursue my degree in radio, film, and television, which kind of brings me to my next point. So this is going to sound a bit cliche, but my dream job or passion one day is to become a director, but mostly like a director in horror films, because I am very passionate about these type of films, and I just love like the edginess and the gore and the violence that is being portrayed in these type of films for some weird reason. It's just something I've always got into since I was just a little kid. Although I did have one or a few years where I just completely stayed away from horror films, but then by the time I turned 14, I eventually went back to re-loving horror films again, and I've been loving horror films since then. That's my idea of doing these type of films one day, but also not just horror films in general, but really good stories as well. So any type of story that's worth telling, I would love to do one day. The reason why I thought about becoming a director is because I figured I'd have the creative eye, ear, and mindset of creating something that is storytelling based through like a camera, I figured. So that was the number 1 main reason why I thought about becoming a film director, was because I'm very passionate about really good stories, and I've always loved the idea of films too, so I figured that would be kind of like a good situation for me to kind of start. Although I am a bit shy and antisocial for the most part, I just love being the center of attention when it comes to being in a group and deciding to work on this type of project, to kind of work together and create something so beautiful and so powerful in a way that I just simply like the idea of. So the film industry is a little bit hard to get into, so if for some weird reason that just doesn't end up working out, I'm thinking about continuing my education in a different field. So I could become a teacher of some kind, I could be a marine biologist, or I'm not being realistic about this, but perhaps a plastic surgeon. I could also do some tattooing, simply because I love doing artwork and I love tattoos. I could also become a commission artist, or I could become an author of some sort. There's a lot of options ahead of me, but in case if the filming industry doesn't end up working out, those would be one of them. I would also be thinking about doing psychology stuff. So yeah, there's just so many options ahead of me. So if for some weird reason my number one idea doesn't end up working out, I have those options to consider doing. My hobbies are drawing and doing artwork. I mean, obviously, because I'm an art major. I also like writing stories. In fact, I am currently writing on maybe 2 or 3 manuscripts at the moment, and yes, I'd like to get them published one day. I also love traveling and reading, and I love playing my video games. I also like working out and exercising, and I also enjoy making YouTube videos. I love making YouTube videos. I'd say that pretty much covers it for now. My interests are art, books, movies, horror films, video game, piercings, and I also love anime and just animation in general. And I also like movies and TV shows and tattoos and gothic fashion and nature in general, and I'd say that pretty much covers that too. So then the next question I decided to ask myself is, how did I get started on YouTube? I asked myself this question and I figured I'd kind of answer in this video. So basically how I got started on YouTube was back in May of 2008. I was, I think, 16 at that time. My original account was Butterfly Temptation, and my main focus in that channel was making AMVs or GMVs, whatever you call them. It's like when you use cutscenes in video games and then just using your favorite music or whatever type of music just to create a music video. So that's what those things are mostly known for. But then I also posted just gaming cutscenes in general, and I just kind of backed off from that a little bit. I didn't have very many subscribers. I think I only had like about 40, which is a lot more than the current subscribers that I have at the moment. And I don't know why I point that out, but I just figured I'd kind of point that out anyway. So even though I didn't have very many subscribers during that time, or this time for that matter, it simply felt good to know that people enjoyed watching what I did, and for people to enjoy that type of stuff that I originally did back in my previous channel, which was cool. Plus, I had an awesome way of making new friends, and some of my really good friends I actually met on YouTube. So since I got busy with school, I kind of backed away from YouTube for a while because of that reason, and now I'm just slowly in the process of trying to make new friends again. I kind of miss that kind of YouTube community type of thing where you talk to people and being able to meet more people on here, so I'm thinking about doing that more often again, and I'm really excited to meet somebody new. So if you're interested, I'll be your friend. We can have a chat in the comments down below if you like. So then, fast forwarding to 2 years later, I created this channel. And since I recently started this channel back in let's see, I created this channel back in July of 2010, and the main reason why I created this channel was because I thought I was in the process of losing my older channel, and I'd figured I'd make this channel so I could just redo some of my stuff or just create something different. My channel at this time was focused on Let's Plays, and then I kind of slowly backed away from that for a little while, if that makes any sense. So I had problems with my old channel because at that time Google had to be linked in with your YouTube channel, had to be linked in with Google, and also just have Google link into your email or something, which I did not like that idea, and I also had a hard time signing in with that channel. So I remember when YouTube first started back in 2016, 2008 kind of thing, I thought it was really awesome at that time, up until Google kind of took it over. Now, I'm not preaching about how YouTube sucks or anything, because I love YouTube. It would make me feel like a complete idiot if I said I didn't like YouTube and that I didn't like creating these videos, because that's the complete opposite. Because I love YouTube and I love the community and I love being able to make videos when I want to. Even though I got my whole situation resolved with my old channel, I decided not to go back to that one anymore and focus on this channel. So I missed my old channel. I used to love what I do. I miss it so much, but I think it is time for me to completely move on and do other things. Oh, by the way, if you want to check out my old channel, the link will be listed down below, or if you want to, you could go to my current channel. You could just click on the link to where my previous channel was. So whatever you want to do, you're more than welcome to, and you're free to check out that channel if you want to. I'll just leave that up to you, whether you want to view that or not. So then, what are my plans for my current YouTube channel? To be honest, I'm still trying to figure it out, but so far I got a general idea of what I want to do. I originally created this channel not because I was using it as a backup for my older channel at that time, but because my main focus for that channel at that time was to create Let's Plays. And I did create my first Let's Play, but unfortunately I got rid of it simply because, not that many people were watching it. So I do plan to still do Let's Plays in the future, but that will probably be for another time or something like that, I figured. But not only do I plan to continue to make Let's Plays in the future, but vlogs as well. So if you guys haven't seen this video already, I made an introduction first vlog video explaining about ideas of what I want to do with my YouTube channel, with my current YouTube channel. So that'll be listed down below if you want to check that out too. But since I'm making this video right now, you can still view that video if you want to, but since I'm making this video right now, I guess my current goal for this channel is to create views and topics, gaming stuff. I plan to do beauty videos and traveling and stuff like that, I kind of figured, but also just my interests in general. So like art and fashion and just horror film type of stuff and video games. So if any of these apply to your general interest, you know, you're more than welcome to subscribe to my channel if you want to. I mean, I enjoy making this stuff, and hopefully I can make you guys feel a little bit more entertained with like my kind of situation that I feel comfortable doing type of deal. So other than that, I'd say that pretty much covers up and sums everything about me as a person. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any specific questions about me personally, feel free to comment down below and I will get back to you, or I will talk about this all in a separate video. If you guys want me to do any tag videos, or if you want me to do any specific type of Q&A videos, I would be happy to do those too. So just leave in the comments down below asking me about myself generally, or if you want me to do any specific type of tag or Q&A videos or something like that, I figured. So feel free to do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like punch that like button down below and subscribe if you are interested in seeing more of my videos in the future, and to become a part of my army of darkness. So anyway, comment down below, leave a like, and subscribe to my channel if you're new. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a chill week, an awesome day or night, and I will talk to you soon in the next video. So until then, stay dark, my friends. Bye.